Hello and welcome to 15 Minutes of English. My name is Laurie and I'm an online English teacher, and this is a new series that I am launching which will be short 15-minute videos which are going to be here for you to practice English for 15 minutes every day. That's the idea. So this will be the first episode in the beginners series. If you are looking for something a little bit more advanced, then please take a look at some of the other videos on our channel. Otherwise, let's get started. So in this first video, I thought that we could talk about introductions. Now, this is a very important part of practicing English, is that you need to go and talk to people. It's the best way to practice, I believe. So, when you go and make a new friend with whom you're going to speak in English, you need to ask some basic questions and you need to answer some basic questions. And with these questions, you need to use the present simple for things which are generally true. Now, not just things that are true right now, but things that are true about you in general. For example, I drink coffee every morning. Now, if I want to say that I have coffee right now, you will say I am drinking coffee. We use the continuous. But if someone asks you a question, do you drink coffee? You can say, yeah, I drink coffee every morning. Or I go to the gym. I read comics. These are quite standard things that you can use to introduce yourself. You can say your likes and your dislikes. Now, when making questions and negative statements, we often have to use an auxiliary verb. For example, do you drink coffee? Right? We've got the main verb there, which is drink, and we've got the auxiliary verb, the sort of helping verb, do. Right now, we've got do you drink coffee? If the answer is positive, then you don't need the auxiliary verb. You can just say, yes, I drink coffee every morning. If the answer is negative, then we need to use the auxiliary verb. We need to say, no, I don't drink coffee. We use that do not. I do not drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. Another example, do you go to the gym? No, I don't go to the gym. Do you read comics? No, I don't. There we go. Now, with that in mind, let's have a little practice. So, if you are studying along, please feel free to pause the video, write these questions down and try to put in the correct word. And write down your own answers. It is very important for you to practice by producing your own language, and check against my own answers, which I will give to you. Right. The first question there then is, where you from? Where you from? Which word are we going to put in there? It's going to be are. So, where are you from? My answer to this question is, I am from the southwest of England. I am from the southwest of England. Where you live. Where you live. Now, we've got the main verb. The main verb there is live. So, as we saw in the previous examples, we need the auxiliary verb. We need do. Where do you live? I live in Lisbon. That's my answer to that question. I live in Lisbon. Because it's a positive answer, it's very simple. We don't need to use the auxiliary verb. We can just say, I live in Lisbon. Easy peasy. Now, question number 3. Do you live in a house or a flat? Do you live in a house or a flat? I live in a flat. Or if you are more American-minded, you might say apartment. But because I am British, I am from the southwest of England, I'm going to say flat, because that's what we say in the UK. I've got some more questions. So if you are studying along, feel free to pause the video. Question number 1, do you any pets? Do you any pets? Now, which verb are we going to put in there? It is have. Do you have any pets? My answer to this question, nope, I don't have any pets at the moment. I don't have any pets at the moment, meaning right now. I would quite like to have a pet. I would like to have a dog, ideally. But as I said, I live in a flat, so I don't have the space for a dog at the moment. Now, the next question is, what do you do? What do you do? Now, does this mean right now or in general? Now, the whole lesson is in general, so it would be quite easy to guess that it's about something in general. If it was about right now, you would say, what are you doing? What are you doing? But we've got, what do you do? So what does it mean? What do you do? It's asking, what is your job? What is your occupation? So I would say, I am an English teacher. I am an English teacher. You notice here, the verb is not the same. I don't say I do an English teacher. I say I am an English teacher. I could say I teach English. That is also possible. Okay. The next question is, what time do you up during the week? So up during the week, what time do you get up during the week? If you wrote wake, what time do you wake up during the week? Then that is also okay. Wake up is when you become conscious, when you open your eyes and you say, good morning. Getting up is the physical act of you are lying in bed and you get up out of bed. What time do you get up? Now, I like to get up quite late. On weekdays, I usually get up at about 10 a.m. On weekdays, I usually get up at about 10 a.m. Another question here. If you are studying along, feel free to pause the video. Where do you lunch? Now, which verb are we going to put in here? Now, if you wrote in the verb eat or go for, then extra points for you. But for me, I have put in have. Where do you have lunch? Where do you have lunch normally? Well, I work from home because I work online. So I have lunch at home. I have lunch at home. You could answer just at home. Where do you have lunch? At home. Is quicker. That doesn't mean that it's better. It just means that it's quicker. Okay, what about the next question? What time do you to bed? What time do you to bed? Now, the verb that we want in here is go. What time do you go to bed? I usually go to bed quite late, at about 11:45. Now, depending on your point of view, 11:45 might not be very late for you, but I always feel quite tired, so I tend to go to bed quite at 11:45. I think in England that is quite late. In other countries, it depends. What about this last question? Can you any other languages? Now, which verb are we going to use? Which verb are we going to use here? The verb that we're going to use for languages is speak. Now, you might be thinking, well, I wrote say, or I wrote talk. Now, those are verbs which are very similar to the verb speak, but they are different. And I think that will be a topic for a future video. But here we've got the verb speak. Can you speak any other languages? That's quite a common question, especially if you are all non-native speakers of English. Unfortunately, native speakers of English are, in general, not very good at learning languages, particularly if you come from the United Kingdom or Australia or the United States, Canada. Those countries have a reputation for not learning languages very well. Um, but there we go. Can you speak any other languages? Yes, I can speak Spanish and a little French. So, yes, me personally, I can speak Spanish. I can speak Spanish fairly well. Not perfectly, but fairly well. And I can speak a little bit of French, although I haven't spoken French for quite a long time. So, it might be quite difficult to have a conversation. Right, I've got three more questions, and then I think that will be the end. So, these last three questions: what kind of music do you, what kind of music do you listen to? Now, it's very important that you put this to at the end. If you say, what kind of music do you listen? Native speakers will look at you a little bit funny, and it's not correct. If you were studying English 100 years ago, you might have been able to answer, to what kind of music do you listen? But nowadays, we don't say that anymore. So it needs to be, what kind of music do you listen to? And I listen to rock music mostly. I actually listen to lots of different kinds of music, but I listen to rock music most often. What TV programs or series do you... Now, which verb are we going to use for TV programs or series? Now, there are several different verbs which have a similar meaning. We've got see, look, and watch. And the verb that we want here is watch. What TV programs or series do you watch? Now, I don't like to watch too much TV, but I do like cop shows. I like shows with the police in them at the moment. I don't know why. They're just a bit of fun. Yes, I don't know. I don't know why I like them so much, but I've been binge watching them recently. The next question is, how often do you to the cinema? How often do you to the cinema? Now, which verb are we going to go? Which verb are we going to use here? Is the verb go. How often do you go to the cinema? Now, me personally, I like to go to the cinema once or twice a month at most. There are not lots of films that I find very interesting at the moment. However, I am quite looking forward to going to see the new Superman film. It looks like it will be quite good. That's my answer. Now, if you have been studying along, you now have lots of phrases that you can use to introduce yourself and lots of questions that you can use to start a conversation and practice your English. Now, feel free to rewind, listen to the questions again. I would recommend that you practice repeating the questions yourself. And also, you could write a little introduction to yourself. I think it's a good way to practice. Without further ado, thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope to put out these episodes once a day, ideally. So I will be seeing you tomorrow. I don't know who will watch this first episode, but if you have any feedback, please let me know. Anything I can improve. If you would like to support us, then please get in contact. My email is there on screen, director@precisaclasses.com. I have an Instagram. Please give a like and a follow to my videos on Instagram. you can like and subscribe to the page. You can hit the notification bell, which will really help me out. And stick around to improve your English. Thank you very much.